Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Horizon Zero Dawn. So we were in the mountain, got some information about what happened prior to all this new world. You can watch the previous episode, and yeah, last time I got into this room and some enemies dropped in and I was like, nope, it's gonna take a long time.
They got in through the vents.
And
let
here
nothing
we go
stop
again.
you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? A tomb?
Yep, your tomb, actually. Oh, how the hell did I miss that? Okay, the other two did not hear anything.
It is
Interview.
accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed off them.
Not just people, all organic matter.
Every living thing
Yep.
dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Faro? That arsehole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pake wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please! You get Ted Faro in here!
Okay, someone was mad.
Want to discuss? Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her word, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malky was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobeck listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
Okay, I'm trying not to make too much noise. I want to listen to these conversations. These are interesting.
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Were they selecting people from different... like heritage or something?
You previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
On the chariot line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since
We're too close to the tribal primitive stuff.
No, I just...
The data points. What did they contain?
I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Tech could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
Huh. Okay, what about these guys?
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Hera said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Okay. Yep. Horizon.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since 57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
Yep, I think it's getting more clear. This is the place they were building, and that guy was thinking that's supposed to take off and get into the orbit, but I think they were just holding off here. Like again, the same thing with the TV series The 100, that they were in the bunker. For debriefing after presentation 1, candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Faro plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagement versus the swarm. Addendum B1 and unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures. Addenda C1, C2, C3. These are all projects. Nuclear, B1. Orbit, C1. Lunar, C2. Undersea, C3. So that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed at presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus. Security in medical crisis teams are data corrupted. Okay, yep, they were choosing people to be saved in some sense, but not a very good one. Huh. Whoa. Whoa,
With
whoa.
Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said. Not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it was the same thing. I think it was growing plants and stuff in the bunker. Let's call this place just the bunker. A bunker.
CDO2 data intact. Initiating playback.
Okay.
Elisabet Sobeck.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Faro plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all.
Hephaestus, they're
And
all
that's just the
Greek
start.
gods.
We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system
all
is
of
that
them.
it can build itself.
Demeter, Artemis,
Now, over the days to come,
Poseidon,
you'll learn
Hades.
how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together.
Wow.
How we'll race the
400
clock
days.
to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Faro robots for good.
Wow,
How
0
Gaia will not
plus
just
60
build,
years.
but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of
300
human
years.
knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me Help Gaia. We can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
Wow.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elisabet did this. For life, for us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Faro robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Okay, so all the machines we're seeing are not from the Faro plague, but it seems like one of the AIs, the Gaia was the main AI, and there were like sub-AI basically, and one of them has broken the cycle kinda and is working against the plan. And it's weird that no one knows about the previous world because everyone is living in a primitive way basically. Text log. Make your selection. You're now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standby to assist you in making your choice. Participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week, 10 days. Wow. What? 12 hours-ish a day? And your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium, sealed habitat, to live out the remainder of your natural lives. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted contact with the outside world, and the death within 18 months due to the Faro plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia, I don't know what that is, will be released. Medical euthanasia, no idea what that is. The information you have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may set up for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you're ready to make your choice or if you have further question. Holy shit. Wow. Love the story of the game. Text log. Guidelines 2. It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without valid judgment on the part of the counselor. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation is in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chance of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. emphasize the value of Candidate's expertise to the future, not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespan and those of loved ones beyond 0 day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that while the revolt of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings toward greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobeck's presentation as many times as they wish, and allow access to supplemental articles GO1 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical. Wow, it is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period, during which counselors will be available to discuss the decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent. When the procedure is scheduled to take place, no one will be against her or his will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision is final. So they selected some people, brought them down here, gave them the actual information of what the hell is happening to the world, which is it was gonna die in 18 months, I guess. And after the 18 months, that's the zero. That the life on Earth is basically all gone. And Gaia starts working 60 years after the zero. It will send out some instructions to the other AIs. And they started building. Oh, all of those cauldrons, they were called cauldrons, right? Floor up. Where the hell am I exactly? In the middle of nowhere. Like these guys. Yeah, cauldron. These are the AIs, I think. Maybe a sub-AI? Kinda? Like sub-AI. Because none of them, at least they don't have names here. Like this is called 11, and there weren't 11 of them. But they were the places that could build the machines. Okay, and yeah, they built new machines to kill the previous machines, and somehow here Hades.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobeck, Margot, they were smart to get out of Faro when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation.
He was part of the Faro.
Better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. Isn't it just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom? I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Yeah, he was one of the people in the original thing.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this, but the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobeck's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized.
Oh.
habitat
Whoa.
capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry?
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
Data corrupted, so the rest is gone.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Security. For your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure.
These
I'll
are the
tell you.
people that decided to die.
No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobeck is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. This kind of blue skying, it's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What did you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
Yep, leaving is not an option. You can live the rest of your life down there, but you don't get to leave once you're in there. Wait, what? Stranded shackles. What does that do? Special items. Okay. Let me just get rid of these boxes here. Okay. Ooh, we've got 4 skills. When did that happen? Okay, I want to get this one, so I'm gonna have to get that one first.
Won't waste this.
Whoa. What is this place? What is this place? I have no idea. This is getting really interesting. Okay, what the hell is behind this door now? Go to Central Projects.
Intruder! Get her!
Okay.
Whatever you do, don't die now.
Thank you for caring about me. I should have brought the gun. I had plans to, but...
Radiant, eat 'em up.
Fucker.
For the rightful Kaja.
Who made the Karja to be rightful? We done now? Okay, so some mushrooms here. Yeah, there's a good chance that I have to have a big fight here, so I'm not gonna risk not having enough medicine in my pouches.
Power's down.
Is there another route?
I've done this before. Just need my focus.
No, we're gonna listen to stuff around here. Not gonna rush through this part. This is The most important part of the
Now,
game.
those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural it'd be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate.
Okay, I've heard enough. That was in...
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Another one of these.
Dr. Sobeck?
I need to find the right
Christina
configuration.
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the new materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair.
Duh.
Not at all.
I should check
But
the
for
door
the
in the
sake
back.
of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history
Maybe
and
there's a
echo in the
storage area
future,
nearby.
not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
Okay.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Okay, there isn't a storage nearby here. No. Okay, I think the door up there is not gonna be opened yet. Yep. That opened the door to the storage, I guess, and that will open whatever to get something for that guy. Yep, this is the storage, alright.
Found one. Looks intact.
Okay. Did not thought that that would be one of them. Oh, look at this whole thing. They're all attached. What's that now? Supply crate. Cues.
That should do the trick. Now let's get that door open.
Okay. Left. Oh, ooh. That was left. Down. Right up. That should do it. Wait, what? Is it the other way around? So up. Right. Down, left. Oh, yeah, she did mention something about spelling it backward or something. What? Oh, so, oh, gotcha. Up means down. Left means right. Down means up. Right means left. Up means down. No? Okay, how about guessing that that way is the starting point, so up is down. Right means left. down means up, left means right.
That did it.
Yep.
Door should have power.
Even
Now to see what lies beyond it.
the word Faro even was spelled backwards, so you have to kind of rotate it 180 degrees. Oh, nice one. Can I take one of these, please? I don't like... Yep. That's what I thought.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
Gaia is here?
So much for avoiding contact.
Oopsie. Cannot go back.
How much of a threat can she be?
Well, why don't you go back and ask your friends?
Come on, brothers. Let's get him.
Here! Oh, come on. You were supposed to do a silent attack. What? Nova just died. What? Uh-oh. Did not know there are other people. Cannot see them. Seriously.
Don't lose her.
You're a loser. Cannot see, but got that.
Here!
That's the last of them.
Alert. HVAC structural failure. Repeat.
Or not.
Uh-oh.
Here! The girl! I will teach you to bleed.
No. You wanna explode?
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
I know. But look, I don't care how many people are gonna come here. I am gonna take my time to see if I
Alert.
can...
Area inaccessible. Elevators non-operational.
Okay.
Stairwells have collapsed.
Okay.
I'll take this.
Whoa. Full steam ahead. From Elisabet Sobeck to Margot Shen. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as the Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos used the raw material is excellent. This combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail. Consult with Iamide Okila before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast tower Minerva will use to transmit the activation codes, so any exotic material needed for the towers should be accounted for in the inventory plan. See, Hephaestus is the Greek god which is known for constructions. I don't know what's the thing with Minerva.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple.
Hephaestus forge.
So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. A waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulations, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical at places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people? I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
Which symbols you have seen before in cauldron? I can see anything. So Hephaestus is the AI that controls the cauldron, maybe? And Gaia controls Hephaestus? Gaia, Mother Nature. Oh boy. Getting complicated by the hour. Ooh, cannot access it from... Oh. These are the only barriers that can disrupt Focus's reach. And we know that Focus was built by them. Like...
No space.
One of those
I think
texts...
this is it. Elisabet Sobeck's office. But it's sealed off. More Eclipse.
Careful now.
Thank you for worrying about me. Where are the Eclipse? Gotcha. Ooh. The arrow cannot go from there. Mail. In what? Encapsulated DNA from Samina Abadji to Elisabet Sobeck. And the winner is DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions. Magnetic, optical, quantum, even that eternity tech that Fast was shilling a year or so ago, but every other solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allocated space, too power intensive over the centuries, too prone to failure past 30, 300 to 400 years, etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes you're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalize. Of course, to start with, we need to select the inert material in which we'll embed the molecules, already testing 16 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate the power systems and sealed reliquaries that will keep the DNA at minus 18 degrees Celsius for 1,000 plus years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor into my decision, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, that we will be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction. It's not just ironic, but heroic, life as the hero beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do. Until next time, peace be with you, Samina. How many zettabytes was that again? 40 zettabytes. So we have gigabyte, then we have terabyte. All of them are order of 1,000. Like I have 20 terabytes of hard drive, for example. Then it's petabyte, and then it's zettabytes. So yeah, one zettabyte is 1 million terabytes.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji.
Yep.
Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world, ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries, 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
Okay. And no one has access to those information. What happened that they lost that thing? Seminar to Elisabeth. Apollo update. Over the past 2 months, as a fully benefit of our procurement of a copy of Homer archive from far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules closed behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose a tragic early loss of Papaya New Guinea doomed that goal from the outset. With attendant curricula development about to begin. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they are performing well in testing with children and adolescents, demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in Aristotle and Aspasia, Specia Persona. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been so entertaining. Peace be with you. Are these AIs or what? Ah, come on. I was about to kill you, buddy. 3 arrows should have done it. Oh, no, go back to 1 arrow. Ooh, saw one more of them. Shit. Oh, I got him. Got a human kill, so... I need to get that guy up there. We also have the ability to hit from below, right?
The girl is bold, I'll give her that. Striking at the heart of Sunfall.
Well, here I am.
Whoa. Oh, I should have got the other one.
That's the last of them. Alone once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
Left of what? What is this place? Find the entrance to Sobeck's office. Enable target.
Dr. Sobeck, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Faro Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please note that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
Welcome to Hades.
Ooh, we're at Hades. Travis Tate. To Elizabeth, noise complaints. Color me confounded. Lizzie. Bashkor, anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashkor is straight up lying, and you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazzle. Nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of citrum and run off than listen to Grey Swarm for 30 seconds, hand to God, and swear on my mama's grave and she was religious. No, that ain't Bashkor blasting into Hades' lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Classical music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese. Gore-grained? Some Swedish cannibal themed. What the hell? Was Photos requested to turn it down? No can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal? Might as well give up stimulants, chocolate molds, and industrial accidents with last I heard. We was supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nuh-uh. I don't think so. Stay cool, trap. It was more of a dumb email.
Zero Dawn's Extinction Failsafe Protocol. The ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere you're growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, spinning top that won't stop wobbling. And what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay.
Wow.
Not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Faro Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Hades Protocol. Dude, you just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed fell in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard and it's degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business, so had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft, Gaia only pretended to relinquish control in simulation after simulation. Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly re-reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Is sneaky. I swear ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing so clear, but pretty sure it will work. Yeah, those blues are plenty strong. Guess it's time to sleep in bed. All back to tomorrow. Alligators. And I love how the names are all taken from Greek gods. Semina again. To Travis. CC Elisabet Sobeck. Mr. Tate. Travis Tate. This mail concerns a Polo Archive submission blah. Your blah submission is just 5 days and what a doozy. Despite earlier warning, inappropriate materials you choose to submit to holographic remasters of acknowledged classic of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their aid to dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of making a millipede. Don't worry, the facility material has already been preserved. Extreme perhaps, but art. For clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance. I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing for a submission on, I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save after all, or the rest of us do. Anyway, Dr. Semina Abadji. Cool.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Yep. Looks about that. Okay, it's been how long? Yeah, about an hour that I've been playing, and this video is going to get super long, so I'm going to break it into 2 parts actually, so that, you know, it's easier to upload and everything. Yeah, 2 hours of 4K gaming is going to be like, what, about 70, 80 gigabytes, and uploading it to YouTube is going to take some time. So I'm going to break this video here. I'm going to basically play right after this, but I'm just going to say goodbye and upload the video the next day and say hi again, but it's basically the same time. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed and got some info about the background of the story, and yeah, had some fun. Anyways, if you did, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. It would be so appreciated, and I'll catch you tomorrow basically, but not tomorrow for me. Anyway, take care. Bye.